It's time for one of our favorite segments around here. It's time for Reddit SaidIt. Of course, I'll explain the rules here. I go and troll the website reddit.com/r/squared circle. It's the wrestling subreddit over there on the website Reddit. And I look for comments that I will then read verbatim aloud that are widely supported on the website, have plenty of upvotes, but to me, sound bonkers. Sound like certainly nothing that hundreds of people could be agreeing with. But I find it on the website. What makes it a game, of course, is that I have written a few of myself. I have planted at least one, maybe more. Josh said it amongst the Reddit said it. You, the Zoobs leaning with the chat, will have to guess. Is this one that Josh said or Reddit said? Maddie, hit the music. Reddit said it. Reddit said it. Reddit said it. Reddit said it. Just tweeting about it now, Zoobs. And of course, I'd appreciate from anybody follows, subscribes, letting somebody know we're about to play the game. If you even just want to go and retweet my tweet that I'm sending out right now, I'd very much appreciate it. So I could say we there. You would appreciate it too, right?
Of course. Nothing I would appreciate more in the world than people sharing our content as it happened live.
Yeah, because you and I, we can only share, so we share everything, but we don't know the people you know. That's what I always say. You know different people than me and Zoobs. And that's just, so self-evidently true.
And we retweet the stuff, so.
Yeah, I retweeted it today.
I just retweeted it now.
You know what? I'm going to go do the freaking same. What do you say about that? Watch this. Watch me now.
So we're not above it. So who are you're enjoying the show.
The Zoobs is 30,000 followers or something. And
6,200.
Oh man, another 44,000 and you can be there with me. Let's get into it, Zoobs. Reddit said it. I'll read the first one here verbatim, and you, of course, are guessing if Josh said it or Reddit said it. Zoobs, are you ready?
Can't wait.
So this is in a thread talking about the Brian Cage match last week and sort of just generally talking about some big guys. Here we go. People like to glorify the past, but the truth is, a guy the size of Vader wouldn't work in today's wrestling scene at all.
Get that garbage out of my face. Okay, so my first thought is, did you write that because it's the exact opposite of how you feel, right? And
I do feel the exact opposite of that.
And we've talked about Brian Cage before, you and I, and you brought up Vader, even though I don't believe it's the same body type at all. So that you more than anybody I've ever met lump Vader in with Brian Cage in a way that nobody else has ever done it.
Look at these Zoobs. This is the way the game's meant to be played. Thinking of the knowledge of me and the knowledge of Reddit. This is some phenomenal detective work, Zoobs. It seems like the chat, some people are changing to you. You have convinced the chat to go with me for this Brian Cage and Vader comparison. Are you locking in, Zoobs? Are you saying this was Josh?
Let me chew on a little bit more. Let me chew on a little bit more.
Do you want to ask Matt at all?
I worry that we get into anti-comedy when I start asking Matt things in these shows.
It might not help. Well,
I don't want you to make the face, there's a face you make when Matt dives into the anti-comedy that is.
It's the most powerful phone ring of all sports entertainment.
Maddie, what's your gut tell you? Give me a quick synopsis here. Or do you have the answers, don't you?
I have the answers in front of me, I'm afraid.
But that could be that's just me fucking up. I gave Matt those answers. I
could be quite the help right now, Zoobs.
Yeah, and how much can I break Matt? How much can I ask or tiptoe around Matt's? Now, I can't see. Matt,
I always have an out.
Camera.
Worth noting here, Zeus, McVander Huge, Irish Mac, and Danny DeRocha all still saying Reddit said it.
I'm gonna say that is a J0 original, leading us off with a J0, so we get the taste of the game, locking that in.
Zoobs is saying that Josh said it, but I heard that Josh said it.
Zeus, a brilliant deduction
guy.
there. The
I know my guy.
Vader to Brian Cage pipeline. I am astonished that anybody in my life is paying attention to me that closely. It means the world to Zeus. 1 for 1, baby. Woo!
People, when they don't get what the sword and shield means, that's right there what it means.
Twice
well,
tonight,
careful.
You're
one question, one out of many. Let's not get too carried away.
I'll take more pride in how I deduce that than I think anything else that will happen in this game.
And I think that's right. Honestly, I don't even think you're joking. Like, that honestly was impressive
100%.
to me. It's like, wow,
Okay,
he does compare Brian Cage and Vader.
And
because we all do fall into those sort of, I'm sure listeners of the show would know better than me, like my go-to example. Like, I have this for podcasts I listen to. It's like I was going to bring up Sakuraba's Kimura here or something. Like, we all have those. So yeah, very nice, Zoobs. Sherlock Zoobs is Irish Mac. I agree.
That's your second Sakuraba in like 10 minutes.
I mean, if you want to talk about an actual Josh broadcasting tick, I mean, no one better than the Zoobs. If I ever pretended otherwise.
I'll say this, Josh. I worry the listeners aren't listening, right? Because, geez Louise.
You think they're not listening, man?
I'm producing the show and like having to have my own things I'm thinking of and like interacting with you. And I got that. No problem. These people are, just watching.
And still not as in line. I mean, it's very easy to just watch this show. To do it is harder. There's no getting around that. 1 for 1, Zoops. Are you ready for the second Reddit SaidIt?
Yes, I didn't mean what I said there. I love that people watch the show.
So this is in a thread about unpopular wrestlers who you like. So you, the poster, come in here with a wrestler who's unpopular, and you explain why you like them. Okay, here we go. I wouldn't say he's disliked, but some fans are really hard on Dominic. A lot of people go, he doesn't have half the charisma his dad does, or he's still too green route. But you know what? He's improved a shitload. He's been in some compelling stories, and he is finding his presence as the heel. The smug mug on him is pretty fantastic too. I'm excited for his future.
Jesus Christ. Josh, are you a Reddit guy? Do you like go on Reddit a lot?
I go on. I have 2 Reddits that I go on every day. One dedicated to hating the ex-MMA fighter turned comedian Brendan Schaub, sure. And then I go to the YouTube haiku page. I like
YouTube haiku.
Yeah, it's just like little 15-second videos that are just like sort of interesting or weird or like, I don't know. That it's just like an interesting thing. But no, it's not like I go to Twitter or any of that. It's like, but I check the one most days.
It's not straight into the IV like we do with some of the other ones.
No, yeah, exactly right. Yeah, not quite. How about for you? Is it a part of your?
Basically never. Maybe once a month. Like I'll go to Reddit if I Googled something and there's no answer on an actual website.
Well, or even Google leads you to Reddit now. It feels like very often. That's why I have the app. Is so often you ask a question on Google, especially like movie recs or something, and then it wants to pop open the Reddit page.
But I know there are Reddit people out there. There are people out there that Reddit is like their place that they go every day to see things.
Anyway, can you let me know?
The chat it seems to believe that is real. I feel like it is too. That was a lot of fucking explanation. Holy jeez.
Yeah, I'm a pretty short-winded guy. Anything long.
Well, there's a couple of things at play here, right? Is Josh going to do a back-to-back? A classic subterfuge was when you back-to-back them. Then you're thinking it's a little rock paper scissors, right? Sometimes just doing the same thing again is the real play.
Like the Princess Bride with the cups.
Yes, exactly right. But just the way that was written seemed really Reddit. The only Josh that I took out of that sentence was smug mug. I was like, ooh, that's got a hint of Custodio in it. Compelling
is sort of a lean word for me too, I think.
I'm gonna say that's Reddit though. I can't imagine you, even though this is the point of the game, I can't imagine you sitting down and writing like 8 sentences about Dominic Mysterio, even for a joke, even for a segment.
He thinks
even
that highly of you, Josh.
Yeah, that's maybe the nicest compliment seems, and sort of a total mystery to my life too. But, that's quite possible. Lock him in, Maddie. Saying Reddit said it.
Reddit said it.
Zoobs is saying Reddit said it, but I heard Reddit said it.
Two for baby.
2.
up on the screen right now. Whew. That
Sickening.
I wouldn't say he's disliked is my favorite part.
I would say that.
I would probably say that he's disliked.
Although I would say, probably more accurately, that I don't feel anything. I don't even know that I've ever seen a Dominic segment.
Oh, you would hate it.
Sounds like it.
You wouldn't have much time for him.
Sounds like it.
McVanderhoof Huge saying he's 0 for 2. Learn nothing from meeting me in person. Yeah, you got to think about that. But well, I don't know what I'm saying. Zoob's up here next, a thread. I don't know if you saw this. Bret Hart did doing some press lately for his foundation, and he was saying somebody who we would have loved to have wrestled was Brock Lesnar.
So good.
And of course, his reasoning, they always seem like a total professional. Not like Goldberg.
so that today, it's fucking so good.
Of course, at this point, it's just, it couldn't be any better. And yet, not the opinions of everybody over on Reddit, a thread discussing this. Here we go. Man, he really never will let it go, will he? Brock seems to have a very good reputation as a safe worker in general, huh? You kind of wouldn't expect it just by looking at him, especially with how he was in on his first run. So saying Brett won't ever let it go. Being mule kicked in the head by Goldberg,
having his career ruined, by an imbecile.
Is he ready to drop it yet?
Too, yeah. His quality of life is lower. Why don't you let it go?
This guy hugs Shawn Michaels. He hates Goldberg with a fiery passion.
He's still he's turned around on everybody except for Warrior and Goldberg. Even Hogan, he's sort of softened on. He's like, you know what? The houses were really full when Hogan was around. And when Hogan went away, the houses were emptier. And he won't say any, and like you said, he made up with Shawn Michaels. He made up with Vince, who killed his brother. And he's still at a moment's notice. It's like, Bill Goldberg. Chat seems pretty split on this one too.
This is the 50-50. I don't have an inkling either way, because Bret Hart obviously is near and dear to your soul. So it's like, are you throwing me a curveball by having like a really strangely written?
It sort of takes a me thing to do.
It sort of ticks a lot of your boxes, right? Because Lesnar, I think, is a guy that we both feel highly about. Hart is a guy we feel highly about. We both find the Goldberg thing hilarious.
He is a good for nothing son of a bitch. That good for nothing Goldberg.
I'm gonna say. Oh, fuck me. I'm gonna say Reddit said it. Oh, I don't feel confident.
Say Reddit said it. I'm gonna jump into the chat here. I don't know what "not real" means in this instance. Is that Reddit?
I think that's "not real" is Josh. I think we're people saying "real," "not real." It's like "real" is Reddit said it. "Not real" is Josh said it. That's what I'm going on in terms of chat. Got it.
See, Suppa's sort of taking the meta here, Josh, because the reading of the post was a work. Maybe I'm just a poor reader. You never know. Zoobs, are you locking in? Reddit said it.
I think I have to go. I have to stay strong with my instincts. I'm 2 for 2. I'm gonna say Reddit said it.
Zoobs is saying Reddit said it, but I heard Reddit said it. 3 for
Zoobs, have you ever done so good on a game?
I don't think so. Well, the second time we played Forced Abstract, and you were like, we can't bury him again.
I mean, the first time you did get 5 out of 5.
5 out of 9, yeah.
Man, he really never will let it go, will he? Always talking about that one time. You gotta let the past be the past. Yeah. as you see Bill Goldberg go over for $500 million over in taking Saudi blood money, and you slurred for 4 years. You should just be like, it's all good. Yeah, after you've proven yourself to be immensely forgiving.
Obviously, Brett was right. No question.
Of course, dudes, I'm sure you saw the news this week that Chris Jericho has signed a lengthy extension with AEW. He's going to take on a heavier backstage role when he does transition to the, sort of where he can no longer go at the level he is, but who knows how long that's going to go. I see the value in him, Zoobs, but maybe not the case over here on Reddit. I'll read this one verbatim. I just don't see the value in Jericho. Nobody comes out looking better after feuding or teaming with Jericho. He's usually in the lowest rated segment on the show. If he was maybe used 2 times a year like Lesnar, then cool. I just don't see the value in him being on TV every week.
This is bad.
He said it himself. He does things to appeal to a handful of Twitter followers that think all he touches is gold.
He said that. He said himself. Chris Jericho came out and said, verbatim, I do things to appeal to a small segment of Twitter followers. That sounds like Jericho. That's
sports entertainment.
Yeah, man.
Oh my goodness. First of all, and just awful. That's awful. I hope that's fake because that's an awful thing to like. I can see that I don't want to see him on there every. I can see I don't want to see him every day, but
20 minutes every episode.
He'd be better as a Lesnar. It's insane to start with. Holy Jesus.
I just don't see the value in Chris Jericho. Nobody comes out looking better after feuding or teaming with Jericho.
Oh my God.
Nobody.
Why couldn't Jake Hager just stay as a solo act?
Yeah, whereas Daniel Garcia 2.0 needs to get the fuck away from that guy.
So I will say this is the hardest one yet.
Okay.
Because this is one where it's like, that's classic Reddit. That's a classic Reddit take. But it's also such a bad take in so many ways that it's like, I could see you going in and being like, what can I intentionally do wrong in it? Like, right? How can I play some hits of this being wrong?
Yeah, constructing something sort of doing the backwards math to create something sensationalist that
yeah.
It's Merle saying this is J0 all day. Good friend Jake saying Reddit has been turning on Jericho. So I think this is Reddit.
My instinct was Reddit too, but the more I think about it, the more I'm like, did you concoct this one with so many layers that it's like, that's a toughie.
A beautiful mind, but for deranged wrestling takes. This quick on Gin and Juice.
I'm of two minds where it's like also I don't want to blow the perfect game, but I also feel like I can take a risk because I'm 3 for 3. Like right. 3 for 5 is still a good show, but then it's like, man, I went out on 2 back-to-back L's. I'm going to say, Dan DeRocha saying Josh, IMA has saying Josh. I'm going to say Reddit said it.
Zoobs is saying Reddit said it. But I heard Reddit said it.
Let's fucking go. Let's go.
This feels huge. Oh my God, there's so much pressure here.
I'm so hyped. Holy shit.
This is.
If I didn't have a son, I would be waking my wife up.
Yeah, that was a good quiet scream.
And that took everything I had.
This is the Zoobs performance on AEW Dudes.
It was a very John Cullen, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 top 10 in the world run celebration there for all my John Cullen guys out there.
I'm a big John Cullen guy. I just don't see the value in Jericho. I mean, that's really?
Madness.
You like New Japan, AEW, WCW.
Nobody comes out looking better. What an insane thing to say.
Yeah, you'd have to be, maybe he isn't,
Like, he undeniably wedges himself into things all the time. But people come out from tagging with him and working with him looking better all the time.
Constantly.
Dan Garcia immediately is like an indispensable part of the show because of Chris Jericho.
Matt Menard, Eddie Kingston, Cody. Cody didn't, I shouldn't say Cody there, not in the same way, but that feud was very, very relevant at the center of AEW and his only shot at the world title.
Do you sort of miss Cody on AEW? A little bit.
Yes, but in this current period, I feel like it might be
worse.
Not welcome. Like the show couldn't take a 20-minute Cody segment right now. But sure, yeah. On hold.
I think I do too. I think I miss sort of like the weekly Cody. I agree with you in this. What's going to happen right now? Probably not, but in general,
the best version of AEW has Cody in it.
Yeah.
Adrenaline. All right, Zoobs, 5 for 5. Use the adrenaline in your soul to take it home on this one, Zoobs. talking, of course, about John Moxley here, giving quote saying that he likes Hangman Page a great deal, finds him a gentleman, and doesn't think that anybody dislikes him backstage. Words from John Moxley. Words from Reddit. Maybe CM Punk should be more humble and take some advice from Hangman. Page might even teach him how to do a buckshot lariat without botching. The principle you presented in the last round is on maximum here.
Yeah, I think this is a Josh. I think this my first lean is Josh. I'm not going to lock in yet. The chat seems to think Josh.
I think I'd write this about CM Punk.
You were no. Do I think you would go on and write it about CM Punk? No. Do I think you would write it for this segment? Maybe.
Maybe Punk should be more humble and take some advice from Hangman.
There's a smile to the way you're saying this that to me is a little bit of like enjoying how deranged this take is.
It is very. You couldn't possibly say this isn't deranged. I like the idea of CM Punk going and asking Hangman Page for advice in wrestling. I think that would be cool.
Chat unanimous in this being Josh. I want to warn against the chat that I think some of that is like, oh, it's been 3 Reddits in a row, so right. he's gonna do a 2-3 split. I don't believe that.
No, Zoom's no score order. I'm using randomizer.org and working backwards from that. You can't follow my logic for scoring these things at all.
So I think it's a Josh. It's short. There's your note for next time. You're gonna write like a 2-page.
You really are reading me like a book. I was like, yeah, I gotta write I think didn't I do that for one of these? I wrote like a really long one. I think that did happen.
It's just so punchy and yeah, but the thing is, there are just some stupid fucking deranged things out there.
There are.
The advice thing does hearken to the press conference, and the idea of CM Punk going to Hangman Page for advice is something that we both find pretty funny. I'm gonna close this out and attempt to go 5 for 5. Maybe I shouldn't do this because chat has not been firing on all cylinders from this game. I'm gonna say Josh said it.
Zoobs is saying Josh said it. But I heard Reddit said it.
That's insane.
165 upvotes.
Oh, that's sickening.
Oh, wait, can you show that on the screen, Maddie?
It's on the screen.
That's disgusting. I can't
even tell you. Teach him how to do a buckshot lariat without botching.
That's hideous.
Wow.
That's hideous.
You were
That's
so
hideous
close,
work.
Zoobs.
Can I get a username?
4 for 5 is phenomenal. Yeah, I could. Here, what's the
harm?
Here, look at the screen now. It shows the username.
Embarrassing.
Get the fuck out of here, says Danny DeRocha.
Brutal. Well,
4 for 5. Zoobs made that post.
Yeah. 80% would have been my best mark in high school. So.
And that was Reddit said it. Maddie, give the tune one more time. Reddit said it. Reddit said it.